Today we'll be talking about the Hisense U7N, along with all the important details and specifications. And without any further delays, let's jump right into the picture quality. The Hisense U7N has a VA mini LED panel, which has its own advantages compared to traditional LCD or LED panels, like better brightness while still offering great picture quality. The Hisense U7N features local dimming, which allows specific zones of the screen to be completely turned off to achieve deep blacks. As a result, the contrast on this TV is excellent, almost as good as that of OLED TVs, which turn off individual pixels. While OLEDs are superior in this regard, OLED TVs come at a significantly higher price tag. We'll take a look at the pricing later, addressing it in more detail. As previously mentioned, what the Hisense does better than many premium OLED TVs is its impressive peak brightness, which reaches up to 1500 nits. This is important for HDR. Something I really dislike is that brands promote HDR in their budget TVs. They aren't lying because technically, the TVs are able to show HDR content, but most budget TVs have a maximum brightness of around 300 nits. It's not enough for HDR content. You need at least 500 to 600 nits to show HDR content properly, and the Hisense U7N with its 1500 nits maximum brightness is even better for HDR content. Color accuracy is also very good, as the Hisense U7N has a color gamut that covers the entire DCI-P3 color space. This means that you'll get to see more colors compared to your usual screens. This is how much color DCI-P3 encompasses compared to your standard sRGB display. It should be noted, however, that the screen is a bit glossy, so it can very slightly hamper your viewing experience if you are in a brightly lit room. But this is expected and normal for the price range. The viewing angles of the Hisense U7N are nothing special, but this is also normal for the price range of this TV. There aren't really any other TVs that do it better without costing twice the price, or even more. To summarize, picture quality is great for SDR content or normal content, and even better for HDR content because of the high peak brightness. As for the sound, the Hisense U7N has a very decent sound quality. It has its own subwoofer as well. It is great for regular content consumption like watching Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, and so on. The TV can get loud without sounding tinny compared to cheaper models. Listening to music or looking for a home theater feel is a different experience. A good soundbar would be recommended for that, and for that, I highly recommend this one. Not only do you have better sound quality, you also have a separate audio source that you can connect via Bluetooth, which might be particularly important to you if you mount this TV on the wall. Let's move on to gaming. Now, this is where the U7N really shines. With your PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, you can enjoy 4K gaming at 120Hz. The TV comes equipped with HDMI 2.1 ports. If you have a high-end gaming PC, you can game in 4K at 144Hz. Screen tearing is also not an issue at all, thanks to AMD FreeSync Premium with VRR. The response time is excellent at just under 4 milliseconds. Yes, there are TVs that perform better with just 1 millisecond response times, like the LG C4. The thing is, that TV costs nearly double at $1,696.99. Now let's talk about connections. More importantly, the HDMI ports. The U7N has 4 HDMI ports. 2 of the ports are 2.0 and the other 2 are 2.1 ports. The HDMI 2.1 ports are the most important, as these are the ports that you will use to be able to reach 144Hz refresh rate at 4K. The topmost HDMI port is an HDMI eARC port, which stands for Enhanced Audio Return Channel. A very basic explanation for this is that you can use this HDMI port to connect to a soundbar to give you a really good audio quality. There are more ports like for cable or antenna, and a 3.5mm audio port for those that still use it. You also have 2 USB ports here. Now let's talk about the Smart TV features. The U7N's operating system is the Google TV OS, which is decent and responsive, has 4K upscaling, all the common streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney+, and gaming-centric features like Game Mode Pro. Now let's talk about the design of the TV and the build quality as well. The TV, as expected for the price range, is made up of plastic. The bezels are very thin, and the TV stand is also quite stable. I always recommend mounting TVs to a wall because it just makes it look more premium, and it just gives off a better impression to your guests. Fortunately, I've got the right wall mount for you. The U7N uses a 400 by 30mm VESA mount just like this one. Now, we get to the most important part. How much does the TV cost? Now, the Hisense U7N comes in 4 sizes. Let's check their prices. Let's start with the 55-inch model. It's currently sold out, likely due to Black Friday and Christmas sales. However, we can see the price in the price history, and the TV was priced at just $500. Continuing with the 65-inch model, this TV costs around $1,000 at the moment, but we can see in the price history that it had a price of as low as $700. And the 75-inch model costs $1,400. According to the price history, this is also the lowest price. Overall, there don't seem to be any price fluctuations for this size. Now, starting from this size, I recommend this wall mount. The 85-inch model costs $2,200, and this price hasn't changed in the last 3 months. Now that we've discussed all the models and prices, here's the summary. The Hisense U7N is excellent for regular TV viewing and can also display HDR content very well thanks to its high peak brightness. When you're gaming, it's fantastic and it covers everything you need. Considering the price, I think the Hisense U7N is highly recommendable. If I have convinced you, scan this QR code with your cell phone and grab the size you need. This has been Marty, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Cheers!